Hi guys, I'm Cynthia from Proppedia, and today we'll be continuing from our previous episode on negative sale, where we covered what is a negative sale, what causes it, and how to avoid it. Today's topic will cover on what should homeowners do if you're currently in a negative sale situation. We understand that many owners are unaware that they are in this situation. While it's too late to talk about prevention, what shall we do next? Does it make sense to hold on or to sell? Let's do so by going through an example. Couple A who has fully paid a property in Choa Chu Kang which they have bought 30 years ago. Along the years, he has withdrawn a total of 285,000 from his ordinary account where he mainly uses his CPF to service his installments. The total accumulated accrued interest comes up to 140,000, which is the compounded interest he would have otherwise earned from these funds. All these add up to a total of 425,000. Recent transacted prices in the same block has been averaged out to 395,000 in the recent 2 years, which means they will likely be facing a negative sale, especially after taking in other fees involved, such as agent fees of 2% and legal fees. Couple A is now considering holding on to their HDB a couple more years, hoping that it will appreciate further to cover this loss. By going through the longer-term pricing data, we can see that prices in their block actually peaked in 2012 to 2013 during the previous market peak. The highest transaction is at 452,000 for a mid-floor unit and even 405 for a low-floor unit. Prices for the estate have actually dropped since then after the introduction of cooling measures and also due to the decaying lease of the flat. In 2019, prior to the recent surge, prices hit a bottom where the high-floor unit transacted at 335,000, a drop of 117,000 from the peak in 2013, where a mid-floor unit transacted at 452,000. From this, we can see that prices have only reverted after the recent surge in demand for resale flats due to COVID, which has resulted in a construction delay and indirectly a supply crunch. Referring to the table shown from HDB's website, the current HDB resale price index have exceeded the previous peak in 2013. However, Couple A's estate transactions still have not exceeded its previous high. Do you expect their flat prices to appreciate further, remain stagnant, or decline back to the previous prices at the end of the pandemic? In addition, HDB has announced that they will increase the supply by 25% for 2022 and 2023 in order to tame the HDB resale market. There are many factors that we have to consider. Is your property a freehold or leasehold? If it is a leasehold, how far into the lease is it currently at? Are there plenty of newer housing supply in the area? Nevertheless, let us be optimistic and say their flat continues to appreciate at 1% per annum. Couple A's accrued interest will continue to accumulate at 2.5% per annum, causing them to be in a worse-off position year after year. Many sellers' first instinct is to hold on to their property when they face a negative sale. However, unless your property is expected to see a huge jump in value in the year ahead, this will likely be a deepening problem where the accrued interest amount will keep accumulating. There are three main alternatives to this situation. First is to hold on to your property in anticipation of future increase in value. However, if your property is far into its 99 years lease, this is highly unlikely. Even if there are gains, the rate of appreciation will likely be slower than the accrued interest per year. Second is to make a voluntary housing refund. This means that you can choose to refund your CPF away earlier by using your own cash prior to a future sale in order to reduce this growing accrued interest. This enables you to start earning the interest of 2.5% on this cash as well. However, this only works for cash-rich homeowners who have spare cash in the bank and have no other investment use for the cash. Lastly, sellers can sell off their property and switch to one which has higher potential growth. Let us assume that Couple A actually sold their place in 2012 instead of waiting it out. If Couple A were to swap their property holdings to Rainforest, which was launched in 2012, they would have increased their property value where they can gear up via additional financing and be cashing out profits of averagely 300,000 today. In summary, it is highly important to monitor your property holdings on when is the best time to do a swap. As most properties in Singapore have a 99 years lease, the lease will decay and the annualized capital appreciation starts to grow slower, stagnate, or in a worst case, depreciate. Most properties serve not primarily as an investment asset but are home to many of us here in Singapore. We do understand that it is not feasible to be swapping your properties every couple of years just for profits. Most importantly, one should monitor and be aware when is a tipping point where they face depreciation. If you need a better understanding on your current property holdings or consider between holding or swapping out your property, do give me a call at my number. Once again, I'm Sujia. Thanks for watching.